Not for the radio, NFTR, Duane Jones, Chams, Posty in the building, and we have the creators of AR15 joining us today. We got Baff and Tommy Bonez.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Glad you waiting for a bit. Apologies.
No problem.
Stand with you, Posty.
Hey, now you lot have provided like one of the best compilation CDs I think
Thank
that
you.
have come out of here. Some of the features that you got on there, like you've practically got everyone, and you kind of mixed it up with each track. How did you come about getting that all together? How long did the project take?
Took over a year, to be honest with you. Took over a year. That was just for recording.
Yeah. I think it took just over a year to actually get it all completed, recorded, and done. And yeah, we just pulled it. We had to eventually set a date to just pull it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we could have carried on going. I could have put it out in 2016 and changed the name.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you wanted to get on there that you didn't get a chance to?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of names on there. Who did you want on there that you
I
didn't
think
get a
the
chance
obvious is like, we've got basically everyone on there.
Yeah.
So it's like, who ain't on there? You obviously got your Krypton Conans. They were doing their album at the time. It was hard to get them on there. You had Gigs. You wanted to get Gigs on there. And I think that was, Nines was another one.
Nines was like a special one for me. I really wanted Nines on it. It didn't work this time. Hopefully next time.
Yeah.
And Gig said, yeah, jump on the next one, no problem.
Okay, so what's your expectations for this compilation? What is it that you wanted to achieve apart from obviously kind of just having a good CD out there?
I think it's more for the culture, the UK culture, to be put on, the music culture to be put on a platform like the Americans, because of the way I see it, the industry at the moment, is everybody's in it for themselves, and there's a lot of like pretending going on. Everybody's acting like they're doing well from music, and the truth of the matter is you're not, because I'm from the streets, I've been out there, and when it comes to maths, it's kind of simple to see. You can't pull over my eyes. I know who's making from music and who's making from the streets, but from the music industry we can all make a good living from it and take us away from the dangers from the streets.
Yeah, it's something we hear a lot, that people are acting like they're making money from music, but they're not actually making money from music, right?
No.
And I think it's an important thing to kind of discuss. So, who is making money from music? From someone that has managed artists that have made money from music, who's making money from music then? At the moment, would you say?
Not a lot of artists.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Percent-wise,
anybody.
from our scene, who would you say? What's the
not a lot
percentage?
of artists, and I think even the artists who are actually making money, they must have asked themselves, are they really making money? Because you got to weigh it all up. You get me? Because sometimes you might shoot a video, do a show, and when you do the maths, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, that's why a lot of artists run to get signed, because you get the big advance and then you're living off that. Like, I've been in the music thing, and when I came through, it was at a time you could make money, but they're making it so tight now. I remember doing shows, you're getting 20k a show, like 20k a show, and then when the recession come, like, I think artists who are getting #1 singles, they were getting 5k a show, and I'm saying you got to pay like tour managers, there's drivers, and when you want props and all those stuff, when you do the maths, you got to balance it all out and say, yeah. So when I see artists now, and I see the young youth now, like, flossing, and it just looks good, it's eye candy, it's not the truth. I've got nothing against the people who do that, do it, yeah, because it looks good, and it makes people aspire to want to achieve the nice things in life. But as a business and a businessman, you got to think about numbers and maths.
Well,
So-
speaking of
yeah.
business, I mean, I know that you and Tommy are both businessmen. So you're saying that there's not that much money coming from music, but you guys have put this project together. But I know there must be some monetary value attached to it. Otherwise, the two of you wouldn't be involved.
Yeah, the numbers are, obviously we're trying to achieve a certain amount of numbers to get a profit back from what we've done. But at the same time, we might not get the profit back, but we're going to get the recognition, and some of the artists that are on the tape, we're helping them as well by what we put towards the project, you know, money-wise.
I think everything's a gamble, innit? And it's like, sometimes you invest in something and you initially don't make your money the first time round. Like, I've owned businesses, video shops. I was buying and selling cars. I've done so many different trades in my life. And more time when I start a business, I always have like a 3-year plan. I might not see nothing in the first couple of years. And that's like with AR15. It was like trying to do something the UK scene's never seen before, getting like over 50 artists on the same body of work, and like trying to push boundaries because of.
But there is hope then for you that what I understand it's not an immediate return, but you do anticipate that there will be a return on your investment at some stage.
Yeah.
Yes and no, because you might pull out because of. It doesn't work if the artists don't promote and push it as much as we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the face. You know what I'm saying? They got to push it like it's their own, but it's not necessarily money to show young entrepreneurs there's opportunity if you believe in something can push, because we've got to sell units.
So let's talk about the artists that you've actually got on the CD. Because not a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people can do that. There might be like 3-4 people in the UK that can get that many people on one CD. How did you manage to do that? I mean, for people that don't know, can you tell us who you are? Like, who is Baff? For people who don't know.
Yeah, they call me Boss Baff from North London, Tottenham, Tiverton. And you get me, I was known before music from doing bits and pieces, you get me, just trying to survive in what I would call the concrete jungle. And I turned my life around from negative to positive, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it was luck, basically. So we started a studio called Always Recording. I think it was like late 96, 97 in Hornsey, North London. And it was in between a war zone from Tottenham and Wood Green, because they were going at the time. So we put the studio there, and then that was like the sanctuary, like it was peace. You couldn't war at the studio. And we just started from there.
Talk to us about some of the names, because I remember going down there. I don't think everyone that was established at that time going down there, but there was a lot of music being made. Talk about some of the names that have made music in your studio, because that's quite legendary there.
The studio was 24/7, so it was like night and day, people just coming in and out there. We've had like Chip, Wiley, we had like old DJs coming down there, Semtex, I'm not even sure if West would come down, like the whole industry. Like if you were doing music at a time, Always Recording had to be on your lips, because we had like Chip came through, Double S, Marvel, and we had a production team at the time called Platinum Studios, like Vertex, James Barber. So we had so much talent. People have gone on now to do amazing things. You know what I'm saying? And it all started from just a dream.
Cool. So obviously you've mentioned Chip. Now, obviously we all kind of know Always Recordings so prominently because you guys managed Chip at the time. Are you still managing Chip now?
No, I don't look after Chip at the moment.
What happened? Because tell us about the story of when you met Chip to where we are now.
When I met Chip, I think Chip came into the studio one time, and I think Frisco brought him down. And there were some big artists in the studio at that time, and I remember the kid coming in and talking about, I'm the best. I'm going to be the best. So I had a thing like when you walk into the studio, you have to spit. It was like a bullying thing at them time. That people didn't want to work together. When you come there and we tell you something has to get done, it gets done. So he just went in and he just spat, and I'm like, Ross, this kid is like, he's got something in it, like he's bossy, and he's a young youth. I'm thinking, you've stepped into a room where there's people, you're supposed to just position yourself second, and you went there confident, very rare. A lot of people see that as arrogance, but I looked at it as that, like, you get me, that's bossy. So he spat down and was like, you know what? And I thought, all right, boom. I want to just do a project with my man, just to promote Always Recording. It was nothing to do with artists and all. I was just trying to promote the studio, the brand of the studio. So what happened one day, he must have just said, listen, boom, 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 he's looking to do this thing, and like, I should manage him. I'm like, bro, I don't have a clue about management. He's like, no, boom, 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 you should manage me. I think TGI is in Enfield. I was like, cool. So man kind of made up a three-year plan, but we turned that over in 6 months. You get me? Got him a major record deal. I think the biggest at that time, if I can remember correctly, N-Dubs got signed for like 70 grand and Chip got $250,000, and then the publishing deal 300,000. Like
So this happened in 6 months.
6
of
to 9
meeting him.
months. 6 to 9 months meeting him. He had the heat, I had the money. Obviously the street money I was pumping into the thing.
Okay.
We gone through. I linked up Vash Kateri, so he came on board, he was working and everything was always, and we had the video team, Vertex. He just shot the 9 video. And this guy from when he was young, I'm saying he was super talented.
Yeah.
I'm saying like I was lucky to be around so much talent and hungry people, and I feel like at that time these lot never knew about money, so they were working. I think money is the root to all evil. 'Cause when people kind of understand money, you lose yourself, you get complacent, you forget yourself. I was around kids, they didn't know anything about money.
Yeah.
They just had passion for what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it works.
So why do you think the kind of YouTube was so successful at that time? What do you think it was about the working relationship that made you so successful?
With the team.
Shit.
It was a team effort. There's no way I know if I could have done it by myself, because like we used to have like meetings and everybody would come up with their ideas. I remember like Vertex said to me, listen, like, no, Chip Diddy Chip, Broke Chip, Who Are You was amazing. That was the first song that kind of put Chip on the map. Chip, he's talented. He's done a body of work. He came to me and said, Baff, this is it. So I've had it. I'm rolling in the car for about a couple of weeks and then I'm picking songs. And I picked Who Are You, honestly, simply because he said, always recording in it. So I'm brand new. I'm saying, why does it always recording in the thing? That's market. I'm going to pay for this thing, innit? It makes sense to me. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'm not seeing how I'm going to really make money from this thing here. Because I grew up in a generation when North Star and all them, they're my boys and they were doing music. And then everybody was telling me, man from jail were phoning me, bro, louder thing, man. The man them are not making money. This thing, they're spending pay money,
Yeah.
But I'm seeing them guys and I'm thinking, the man them are doing all right. But they were doing all right from other things too. So everybody's telling me, nah. And I'm like, I'm stubborn. I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to just try to do a little thing now. 'Cause I'm sick of the street dramas and whatnot. So, Who Are You now? I thought, you know what, how are we going to bust this? We got to get everybody relevant in this video. We had Tiny Tempo in there. We had Bashy, we had Rich, we had street niggas with street credibility at the time. You get what I'm saying? We had Westwood come down. So that was like legendary, you're getting Westwood in your video. And then Chip pulled out one little funny little dance in there. And that just triggered the video. Like the video just shot. Like we're getting MTV, like we're getting, it was like a movie. Like I ain't seen this, I'm like, rah, the thing was popping. And Vash, then we're hunting for the next record. Like we're trying so hard for the next record. Like we're doing records and radio saying it's too dark, they can't play it, this and that. Like was trying so hard, and then we came across. Me and Vash used to go around, drive around studios, and producers are playing beats and that. And they had a beat. One producer, they said, I think they said it's for Lady Leisha, or one female artist at that time. Me and Vash kind of begged, negotiate, got the beat. Chip, that's Chip Diddy Chip. Chip laced it. I think we made him re-record it about 3-4 times because we didn't like the hook.
Yeah.
And he was just getting fed up, but he was doing it. Cause I had them time there. Chip was listening. It was like, you know what? Another big man that is listening. And you see artists, when you tell them to change something, sometimes they don't like it. But he did it. I think on the third time he was like, no, I'm not doing it again. This is the last one. And when we heard it, we were like, that's it. And then from when that song went out, radio, it was gone. Every single label calling, man, they want to sign, man. I think deals were starting from something stupid like 50, 70 grand, but at that time, we've thrown 70 grand of money in from our own pocket, so it didn't make sense to us. And I was like, nah, man, not signing for that. I can't, 100 grand, man, we've got this, like, this, we've really got this, it don't make no sense. And then the song went 21, independent, national charts, never ever done before, seen before. Labels started coming different. Like we're talking 200 and etc., etc. And even at that point, we had a great deal with a distributor who was willing to give us like about, I think it was like 200 to 300 grand, just take that as an advance and do the thing independent. But Chip as the artist, and technically you work for the artist, at that time he wanted to be signed. But like me and Vash knew, if he doesn't get signed and we do this independently, us selling like 50,000, the amount of money we're gonna see, like we're not gonna see that off the back of the label, but it's a gamble, we might not. So we did the deal, and then when he went platinum,
Who did you sign to?
we signed to Columbia / Drive. You get what I'm saying? So and when he went platinum, I think me and Vash were kicking ourselves for ages. Like, you know what, like this, like we would have made mills.
Yeah.
Then like gone, completely gone. Just the way it goes.
So how did, like, who was going and sitting and having these meetings? I know that a lot of people that kind of watch and they want to get involved in the music industry, one of the biggest fears for them is going and sitting down with these labels, having the negotiations, knowing when to say yes or no. How did you find that, and who was doing that?
A lot of, well, all the meetings and all that, when it comes to like money or major decisions, I was in the meetings, I was making the decisions, I was saying no, we need that, this and that ain't gonna work, because I was fronting the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Vash was brilliant. Vash was sometimes like, Baff, let's try to get money from there. Like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Boom, that's coming in. And I'm putting the money.
And how is that? You know, because obviously, like you said, you was initially coming from the street. So when you're looking at the return on your investment in music, and like you said, you've already pumped 70 grand into something. They're offering you 70,000 as remuneration, and you're thinking, okay, well, what is this? Like,
no, that was a complete no. But when it was like they've thrown me $250,000 and they thrown me my 70 grand what I put on top in there. That was nice. And 70 grand was paid to me. Like, yo, Baff, take that. And this is your thing. I was like, all right. Then.
Paid to you by the label?
Yeah, paid to me by the label. They throw that money in there, saying, you know what, this is rare.
So you guys done the first album together?
Yeah.
Then you did the second album together?
Yeah, we did. First album, we did I Am Chipmunk together, independently, with SRD. Then we signed to Columbia Drive, and then we did I Am Chipmunk, like a pop album. Should have stayed doing pop, we should have, really.
Why'd you say that?
Because I think a lot of people want credibility, and that's where they go wrong. Like, get paid, make money for yourself and your family, and make your loved ones around you live and eat. And then once you've got proper money, go get all the credibility you want.
and do you think was that the whole team, or was that the artist as an individual that wanted this credibility?
I think, see Chip, why people loved Chip at the time, yeah? It was like everybody, all the parents wanted their son to be Chip, or they wanted their daughter to date a guy like Chip. Chip was somebody educated, a guy is, you can't argue with Chip easily and win an argument. My man does critical thinking, that guy, like, I love him like my son. You get me? Like, I grew him. He used to live with me, etc., etc. You get me? So I love my man. So he's very smart, but it's like the transition for the public to see that, like, from the cool, smart little guy to all the tattoos and then the smoking and all that, it was too fast. Like, the next album we did, Transition, it's more the music I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, it's more music, but that didn't sell properly. It's so cool, the 100,000. But that wasn't enough to make the label happy, because I had big expectations for him, for Chip. So I remember we were going to Germany and we were doing a radio tour, and we've gone into, I remember this like it was yesterday, we've gone into a radio station and they're playing Oopsie Daisy, and they said, you know what, the DJ said to Chip, you know what, I forgot what mixtape he did at the time. DJ must have said to Chip, yeah, this Oopsie Daisy thing, I don't like it, but I'm playing it because I have to, but you see your mixtape? That shit's proper, that's what I want to hear. Bro, I remember this, like I said, Chip was like, pull the radio tick. You don't even want to do this. Like, you don't want people to know him as Oopsie Daisy. Chip can spit. Like, you have to say Chip's one of the best in the country. Lyrics for lyrics. You can't take it from him. For me, anyway, he's top 3, hands down. You get me? You give him a pen and a pad, it's a problem. You get what I'm saying? So he didn't want to do that. And then he didn't want to do like the Australia thing. We had foreigners. He didn't want to go around like he was that pop guy.
Yeah, of course.
You get what I'm saying?
But that comes with age, though. Surely, like
Yeah.
obviously he's growing up.
Yeah, I've got to take a lot of responsibility because you know what? I feel like I just allowed him to say no to things.
Yeah.
And maybe if I kind of pushed him a bit and said, you know what, let's do some milk the thing. 'Cause at that age, the Chip would do tunes, and every time he does a new tune, he want to forget about the old tune. And like, you see artists now, they're still performing their biggest tunes from all 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And only time I really kind of saw that was like with Tiny, with Passer. He was performing that for yonks.
Yeah.
Like even like with Krypt and Conan, they perform it for yonks. You got to just milk your ting.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the UK at that time, it was a point that giving the new thing all the time, but milk your ting, your classics.
Talk to us about the Grand Hustle situation. How did that come about? That's something else monumentous that no one's done. Was you involved in that at all?
Yeah, most definitely. Like we met a guy called FA.
Yeah.
A good brother, get me? We ended up having a fall out, you know, because at times I could be ignorant at times, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm ignorant, my thing, I've got to protect my artist and I work for him, so if I feel like a man's going to violate him, I'm going to fell him to the teeth, you know what I'm saying? So we had a little fall about, before all that, met him, and he was like, boy, he was coming back and forth to London, and he was like, you know what, he's a star. Chip's a star, rare tear. Like, he wants to work, and then he started talking about, he had a lot of good relationships and whatnot with a lot of Americans. So when we went over to America and connected with him, and he basically, we had a trace with Young Money or Grand Hustle, and then we were kind of weighing up the odds, and he was like, listen, you can go to Young Money and you can get like lost in the mix. Because them time there, Drake hasn't broken through, but he was just getting hot, and there was Nicky, was like, you can get lost in the mix. The Tiger was just more popping then and all that. And then man kind of said, you know what, we'll do the Hustle Gang thing, innit? Met Jason Gator, me and him kind of got along straight away, like he's cool, he's real. T.I.'s manager, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of hooked up, spoke about it, linked tip, like that's a real, he's real. Because when I was over there, like I say, sometimes I go ignorant and I might just flip and that, and he would say to me, yo, Baff, not every situation you can win with like with an iron fist, like something. Like he used to tell me he don't like everybody in the scene. There's people he like, and there's people he just fucks with because he has to fuck with. So my man was kind of educating me, seeing that, you know, I come from the streets and whatnot, and it was a beautiful thing. But I feel like even back then, it's like, if we had to do it all over again now, thinking Chip's in a better place at the moment, it might have worked this time, because I think back then, mentality, you have to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You're not chipping the UK. You know what I'm saying? You got to start from the beginning, and we all have to do that, and that's hard.
Yeah.
You get me? When you're famous and you're walking about, you're known, and like you know you're the man, and to start back from scratch, it's a lot for anybody to take, innit?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So how did we get to this point? Obviously, you guys have achieved so much together. Why are you not managing them no more?
I think we went over to America, trying to do the impossible. I remember I've gone over there with we parted from the record label, and we went over there, and it was like I took a couple of people who was part of the team over there and kind of paid for their accommodation and money to live over there. I think we were over there for a couple of years, but we had to keep coming back every 3 months, see our family, and then we go back again. So it was like me and Chip were going half and half, innit? You get me? Because I believe in Chip. Like, all now I believe in Chip. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm ripping Chip to the fullest. Like, so that was partly my biggest mistake, because I went away from always recording, which should have been the brand like the McDonald's, and Chip should have been like the Big Mac. But I forgot about the brand and I just focused on the Big Mac. You get me? And like when the Big Mac wants to up and leave and the brand ain't being supported,
So what do you think kind of called him to decide that he wanted to leave?
I don't know. See what only Chip can
But
answer
what
that.
did
you
he
know?
not give you an explanation?
This is what happened. I've never had a proper thing. You get me? But it's love. Like I say, he's my son to me. You get me?
So you lot didn't have a conversation?
No.
as to why he wanted
What
to leave?
happened was when the America thing didn't work out in the end, so we came back over here. Well, we came back over here and he was like, you know what? I've been out the loop. We need another manager. I think Jessie J sometimes firing. She's firing and all these people are Chip's friends and all that. And they were like, yeah, boom, like you need another manager. Like I keep it real. I'm a tracksuit man. You get me? I'm going in the tracksuit. They know me. I'm street. You get me? I can spruce myself up every now and then. You get what I'm saying?
We see that
But
on
I'm
your
a tracksuit.
Instagram, Baff.
Yeah. So he said he can have a manager. So for me and him to co-work, and I'm like, alright, cool. I can't argue. I'm like, alright, cool. So he was having meetings with managers and whatnot. And then every time you have a meeting, they get to a point, he'll hit me like, yeah, I think you'll work good with this guy. And I'm talking some top managers. They've got big production teams and whatnot, like proper like the white managers. The man are big, not trying to be racing that. Like boom. So I'm like, yeah, cool, man. So the manager's like, yeah, Baff can have a part. So I'm over America. I'm still over there grinding. I'm still trying to get the deal.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to tweak things and trying to get the deal in place. I'm still believing like this is where Chip has to be. Because Americans were understanding him. They were rating him in the studio. 2-2 now. Remember one day now, I've gone to meet a manager. I forgot the guy's name. I wouldn't even say his name if I remember, but I forgot, yeah. Gone to meet his office in somewhere central. Gone in there, I forgot his name. I'll tell you his name now. So I forgot the guy's name now, and he's talking to me. He's like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Thinks Chip's a star. Then my man said something to me like, wages, innit? So obviously you're telling about like, a man's telling me wages. I'm thinking to myself, I put like years in this together. Like I've done different things for Chip. Like I put like my life on the line. Like you get what I'm saying? I put gloves on. It's mad for me. You get me? So I'm like, what? The man's telling me wages. So I said, I don't think I'm talking all come. I don't think I deserve. I feel like a percentage. Still, I know these times now. I know what you can really make if you bingo in it. So my man's like, all right, cool. Don't know what's happened. I thought the meeting went cool. The man was like, cool. I think 2 days later, she was like, yeah. What happened? I've gone back and I've reported what's happened in that meeting. So my man's telling me what's happened. So I don't know what the brother's gone and told Chip, innit? We're now. 2-2 now. I remember. So it was cool with me and Chip, and then like about a week later, he must have texted me, so yo, father, we're gonna do this thing, you know. We're gonna make it like for life. Trust me and you. Then another week later, I remember I'm at Betty's video shoot for. What's the tune now? Jane Barber was shooting a video. I was at Chip's in America now, so I'm in London and I'm at a video shoot. One of Vetch's videos, checking Vetch on set, and then Chips messaged me, and he said, yeah, now I think it's time for us to like depart ways or something like that. Rare. So I'm like, right, alright. So I said, decent message. I'm like, alright, cool. I said, cool, when you come back, we talk. I don't know what's going on, because I'm not going to remember the message a week ago. But he was drunk. You know, I got the voicemail, he was drunk. He get me like, yo, what? I don't never listen to a nigga when they drink anyway. So I was like, all right, cool. So he's come, and I've said, right, my man's really... I said, I'd Baff, innit? So I know the thing. And then when I'm telling couple man, some close people with me, they're like, no way, bruv. Man, what that... And I'm like, man's got a choice, but I'm hurting. I can't lie. I'm hurting because this is more than music. And when Chip's talking to me, he's talking in a way like, you know what? He wants just a manager. He doesn't want it to be like a family thing right now. This is his critical thinking to me. You can't chat to a man who really knows how to talk to and all that. Because my critical thinking comes straightly from the streets. So I'm saying to myself, you know what? This is mad. So these times I'm earning, so I'm thinking, right, has this thing been going on between them and all that? Around that time I'm hearing little things from people he's talking to, but people are running back telling me, but I'm not taking nothing seriously because I don't hear it from the horse's mouth. I don't do Chinese whispers. So I linked him and he said, and I was like, all right, cool. So I'm thinking to myself, hold on. So them last couple of years, etc., I put my gamble in. How's that going to sort out? So we spoke about how that's going to sort out. And I was just, and I just thought like, right. And then I think about a couple of weeks later, I spoke to him. I was like, bruv, tell me the truth. The dumb man there calling you and say, can't go no further with Baff. Because there was 2 managers he was really deciding to go with. And then when it got closer, they were like saying like, Baff can't be a part of it. And the brother told me, said, yeah. And I said, bruv, you're a madman, you know. Because if you did come tell me, say, you know what, we can't move forward because of Baff, I said, can we play a game on them? Let me fall back, yeah? And then you bring me in later. Innit? Like, I'll play the position. I know how to play my role. You get what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah. And I just thought to myself, you know what, this is mad. And why people won't understand, I never ever go bad mouth Chip. I love Chip. Nobody can't come and diss Chip in front of me. Whatever happens when I'm not there, you get me? That's down to him and God. But when I'm there, now I can't diss him. I'm gonna offend him because I love him. But I was so hurt thinking, right, the man them have pushed you in a corner and said, and you've done this and you've told me this, you get me? And then whatever you're telling other people is different, you get me? So I was kind of hurt. And remembering the time when I was gonna put my freedom, my life on the line for him, and I was like saying, nah, and he knows this. And for a man, I just feel like it's wrong, but everybody's got a choice. I've made the choices in my life, and sometimes you do the right things for the wrong reasons, or you do the wrong things for the right reasons. It's life. So I've got no resentment, and I love.
If he wanted you to manage him again, would you manage him again?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could love him. I could work with him and do a project and all that. But I feel like you know what, it was more about music and all that. Like whatever we spent over there, if man came back and said, you know what, done, that just get wiped, swept under the chemical. If I gamble anything, I know say there's a good chance I can lose it. We just start back again.
So you sorry to cut you off. You mentioned that obviously like whatever happens when you're not there is between him and God.
That's with anybody.
Yeah, of course. But obviously we had Jay Avalanche here the other week.
Yeah.
He had on an AR chain.
Yeah.
That's a representation of you.
Yeah.
He said some not so kind words about Chip.
Yeah.
What position does that put you in? What's your take on that stuff like that?
Avalanche is a bad man, dog. But he's my brother. Like Avalanche is my brother. Chip's my son. Chip to me, we're family. Like, Chip's my youngest son's godfather. Yeah. See, when you give somebody that kind of gift, like I give man that gift, that's different. You get me? Like, I know Chip for.
But what kind of repercussions were there for you? Did you have to have a word? Did you say that was wrong? Did you
see have more time? Avalanche phone me and say boom, but Avalanche don't mean it in that sense. It's just how he talks, innit?
Yeah.
He don't mean it. He didn't even realise he really said it. He just say like boom, like Chip and Avalanche, they're not on that kind of level. Chip couldn't get in a mix with Avalanche. It wouldn't make sense. You get what I'm saying? So Avalanche is not meaning like that. Avalanche wouldn't trouble Chip.
No, of course, we didn't take it that way. I just wanted to know how it kind of...
Chip's got engraved.
Yeah.
AR, like I've got AR engraved, like it's a different thing, like it's engraved. Like we got chains, see Avalanche my people, like there's pair chains out there, AR.
How many chains is there? Because we just see everyone, bare people with chains.
Well, there's about 6 AR chains out there.
Yeah.
So you're just handing out chains?
You know what it is?
Because you did talk about the glitter and the glam, and then you're handing out chains, Baff.
Yeah, have you given them these chains to people that they bought them themselves?
You know what I'm saying? Some people have bought, some things I just give. I don't wear, I keep it simple these days. Like
apart from that watch though, innit? You know what watch I'm talking
about. You know, I know that glides.
That's simple. You should see the other one. The other one's loud. Okay. But I keep it simple. It's like, see when man wear the chains and represent, it's like they're doing it because of they know where man come from. It's like man come from you get me? Man was what you called a shotter. Now they're calling it trapping. A man was a shotter. The man don't know man shotting. You get me? Chip used to deliver things and pick up money. You get what I'm saying? I had everybody doing bits and pieces back then. So the man know. You get me? So it's inspirational for a lot of the man them like So like when Rich does so well, I feel it in my heart. You get me? And when I do something well, or I'm trying something with, when a man picks me up and phones me and say, you know what, boom, 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 like it gives me hope and belief. Like one day, Skepta phoned me one day when I was doing the AR15 thing. I was down. I don't remember, I was down. Like these times, like my body weight goes up and down like a yo-yo. I was just down and I eat for comfort. I'm down. I remember Skepta phoning me. He's like, yo, keep doing what you're doing, and bruv, I was watching us and stuff. And you know what, bruv? I said to my man, bruv, you just made my day. You just give me that little boost I needed. You get me? I remember you telling me that. I think me and my son, I quickly did some sit-ups and then push-ups and whatnot. I got that little boost, and it's inspiring when people from the cool who've seen and know the struggles man's done, and just give you that little hope. And I feel like that's what we need as a music community, like just empower each other and just help each other in a sense.
So how much have you spent on chains then? Got to ask.
No, I've been stupid. I've been stupid when it's come to jewelry, but at the same time, when I've been stupid, I bought houses.
I just mean I mean for the ones that are out there, you know, how many people are wearing ones that you bought, and how much has that accumulated in value?
You bought all them, haven't you? You bought all the chains.
Talk up the things, man.
That's what I was gonna say. I bought some chains as gift. You get me? As gifts.
So how much have you spent?
I had some CM chains too. I think in jewelry I've spent about 50k.
Okay.
50k in jewelry.
You know games.
No, that's just the chains. If we go like bracelets and rings and watches, we're looking over 100. You get me? Like you go Hatton Gardens and you go to the top jewelry shop. They know me from when I'm all 15. You get what I'm saying?
We've seen the pictures on Instagram.
Like they know me. You talk to Alex from Gold, you talk to Mario, no man will tell you like Baff and them Tibbet man there, like their things different. You get me? You can ask Avalanche, the man they see me from when they were young. I'm going with like the shops. I can go into shops in my hood and take things and catch them on the rebound because the amount of money I've pumped in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. So, back to this AR15 project quickly. So how did you guys decide to collaborate on it? What made you two come together?
Well, to be honest, it was like you heard of Baff about in your last 5 minutes. So for me, it's a good opportunity to be working with Baff. It's credible for me coming up in the game to be working with someone like this on my CV is great, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So when I started the whole label with Cole Leon and the rest of them, it's like we came to Baff for advice. On the thing of Baff, I'm starting the label, what should I do? What's your advice? He told us what we should do all the time, and it was like, by the way, I've got this project AR15 going on. Mm-hmm. Heard about it, it was like undeniable. So I'm thinking, can we actually do it? Then you really think to yourself, it's Baff, he can get all the, I say upstairs, all the guys on upstairs in the industry, and anyone in the underground, we can get them just like that. So it's like, it's perfect.
Let people know what the label is, man.
GB Records London. That's the record label, GB Records London.
And who's on the roster at GB Records?
So right now, boy, we've got Cole Leon, Skeng, Ramsey, and Uncle Chunks. And we've obviously worked with everybody in the industry, but that's who's on the roster right now. Like
I decided to mess with these guys because when I met them and they were planning to set up their thing, they reminded me so much of AR back in the day. These are men who are credible, official in their side of London. They do their thing and they put in that money pumping in their things. I thought, you know what, you don't remind me of me just by talking to them. I said, you know what, I want to do this thing. And it all started from one day. I remember I'm driving with my kids and the mother of my kids, and my kids are playing music from a side I'm not supposed to be messing with, should I say. And I said, you can't play that, man, car. We don't mess with them. The look my baby mother gave me, like, how old are you? And then I remember going home scratching my head like, you know what? I can't be thinking like that at this age. I'm over 30. You get me? I can't be thinking like that. Music, it's an international thing. It can touch people in so many ways. Can we do a CD, get people who don't who are not supposed to be on the same
Songs
body of
together.
work together. 'Cause I remember some people were like telling me they're not going on the CD if this man's on the CD.
And then
You know what I'm saying?
is that how? Because there was a bit of controversy about you being at the Jay Spades video.
Was there?
No, I want that Jay Spades video.
No, the listening party.
Listening party.
Yeah,
That
the
was
rumors. No, it's Jay Spade as an artist. I miss and rate him. You get what I'm saying? And there was a bit of huffing and puffing about me at Jay Spade's listening party. Yeah, there was huffing and puffing. But you know what? Like, I'm 35 years old. I've got 3 kids, and nobody don't help me clothe or penny my kids. And it's business. You get what I'm saying? Like, and if anybody ever wants to question my loyalty to where I grew up, yeah. But you see, when you get older, your loyalty changes. In a sense, I'm not stupid. Like I'm saying, I'm never gonna go into nothing just for anybody. Like I'm saying, I've got my old school morals. If I'm standing with a man and it goes down, it goes down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're grown up.
I'm too old for this. You know what I'm saying?
And it was a listening party.
Yeah, it was a listening.
You know what I
party.
mean? So it was a good look.
Like CJ Spades is one of the people I wanted on the CD. It didn't happen at the time. I feel like even today, one of the fathers of North must have said to me, "Bruv, Spades should have been on that CD." You get me? And this is a man. He says yes or no. On a lot of the things that happen in Tottenham. You get me?
Sounds like a movie.
No, you say, come on, Leon Smith, you get me, in North London, he can make a lot of decisions, and he said, my man should have been on the thing, as a music listener, you get what I'm saying? Like, I rate Jay Spades and what his movement's doing, like I rate Nines and what his movement's doing, but see, like, we can't grow if we have, like,
The device.
can't.
I think that's really. I think it's important that you put that out so that people can hear that, because there's a lot of people coming up that might feel like they're getting in a mix, and a lot of them have got nothing to do with the mix, and they're feeling like, oh, I can't do this because this and this, and they need to hear that it's just music.
Yeah.
We can't have the young ones suffer. I remember like people would say to me like, bruv, like when I was young I wanted to just be like you, I looked up to you. And all I was doing is shotting. But it's not cool, but I was just doing it because that's all I knew what to do. It's what I thought I had to do to get out. So see, now when I do something, I want to do things with my kids, so you know what, my dad's doing something constructive. You get what I'm saying? If my kids do that, I'm going to box them. It's stupid. I want my kids walking around saying about they're getting stabbed or robbed or they've got to sell drugs. It's not cool. You get what I'm saying? So everybody's saying this, it's not cool. Well, a lot of us do it because we have to, but if we can find a way out and make money and that, come on, it's a blessing. It's inspiring the next generation.
Because the same problems he was having on, obviously Baff's more known in the industry, so that problem was like kind of publicised, the Jay Spade situation, but we've been working, we got the same problems with G-Record London. We're from like New Cross, Deptford, and we didn't get on with people like from Peckham or whatever for years. And the first thing we done was get Snack Capone on our ends. Do you know what I mean? He's from Peckham, and got him on Cody's first record and just squashed that straight away. Do you know what I mean? And then done the same thing with Jay Spades, C-Biz, everyone from every single borough and every single different road, whatever you want to call it, and put them on one song or a couple of songs and worked with everybody. We got a stick for it. You know, people didn't like it,
Yeah.
but
You squashed that first straight away. That boom, we're not going to have this.
yeah, we're not having that. We're not having that. Yeah.
No, it happens. Like it just happens. But you know what? You got to be strong enough, and the people that we know. Like when those things happen, you see whose love's real and whose love's fake. Because let me tell you something. Most of your brethren, your homie, they're gone. When you're winning and you're successful, you got friends everywhere. But you see, listen, it's life simple. What goes up must come down, but it's how it comes down. Some things come down, you come crashing down on your ass. Some people come down, land on the both feet. Some people have soft landings. That's why I say to people, be nice to everybody you go past coming up. Because one day you have to go past those people, you know.
This has been a really heavy conversation. There's been a lot of light-hearted moments. You lot have had a lot of fun, a lot of parties, women, money, fast cars, watches, glisten. You can talk about some of that?
I talk about anything, but I say no word of a lie.
You know, Baff, I do see you put some interesting posts on Instagram regarding females, man. You are a gallus to say the least, bro. What's going on over there, man?
I'm just inspiring people, you know. I'm just inspiring people. Don't let my Instagram post fool you. I'm just inspiring people, you get me? I feel my whole journey has made me realise some big mistakes I made in my life.
Yeah.
You get me? 'Cause I've seen all kinds of women and whatnot, and I just, you get me? I just know what's right from wrong now.
You can see the memories playing.
I know what's right from wrong now, you get me?
Yeah, that's a good look. I think you definitely have shown a lot of unity and like people coming together and doing something constructive along the process of your career and even down to the CD. And obviously we commend you, and it's actually a very sick CD, you know. So congratulations.
Have you bought it?
You gave it to me free.
That's what I'm trying
Still
to
meant
say,
to buy it,
bro.
it's
You're
not
supposed to
worth it.
buy it, though. That's what the seed can't grow,
Man
bro.
said you gave it to
Bro.
me free.
Yeah, but I thought,
Who's
yeah.
bought it?
No, you ain't. What's track
That's what I'm
11?
saying.
What's the
I can't remember what
Listen, listen, big man thing. Let me tell you, lot.
Come
something.
on, you
Let
know
me
I
tell you
would've bought
something.
it.
And this is what I'm not trying to disrespect none of you, and people might be watching this and all that, yeah. But if we're not gonna buy the music to support the culture, it just doesn't make sense, because it's £9, £10. Like we spend £700-800 on a pair of shoes, more drinks and all that. See me, when our artists put something out, and they're selling it, and I even affiliate with the artist, so if I like them or I see it trending, I just buy it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's all set up on my phone. And a lot of roadman right now, when I chat to them, a lot of my peers, my brethren from the hood, when I go there, they didn't even bought my music. I go to the gym, but I'm not understand. I'm saying, yo, I'm doing something positive. Buy the something, I'll give you back the money if you want. And like, for me, this as music is great music. And I feel like people like yourself and all that should be encouraging the people to buy, because you know what? If everybody starts thinking the way I'm thinking, it's not making sense. You might not have a platform.
Yeah.
Because of, you know what I'm trying to say? So we've got to be encouraging each other, like, buy it, because this CD's got over 50 artists on the CD. Over half of the artists haven't promoted for a reason I don't know, 'cause I'm not hitting them like tweet, post or thing. But you know what? It's for the scene. Like, if we can show the scene our music can sell, it allows the people them doing it, and it gives them a way out.
Yeah, no.
It gives them hope. I feel like somebody needs to invent making music buyable on Instagram and Snapchat, and that might kind of help. I'm chatting to some niggas and they're like, I don't have no credit because I ain't got nothing. I'm saying, this is like a joke to me. Like, why am I doing this? You get me? My peers,
I know.
big GRM Daily, Posty.
I know,
not even-
bruv, I'm
Come
sorry.
on, man.
I'll be honest, I have to change my card details in the iTunes. And I've been meaning to do it over the last week. But I am gonna do it, and obviously because I have the CD, it's a bit different. I would.
And you don't have the mixed version though. You don't have the mastered version.
But we can't get into that because you know I prefer the other version. Unless you want to go into it.
My kids prefer the other version, but you know.
Innit, the first version was better. Come on, man. You did
No,
things, but it's still a cold CD, 100%.
I think the body of work, that CD, musically, like, I feel like if anybody buys it and does not like it, hit me up.
Right.
Boss Baff, Instagram, hit me. I'll give you your money back and then some. Because that as a body of work.
Can I do that anyway? 'Cause I'm low today.
No,
Look.
for that as a body of work, I think it's legendary.
it's strong, it's strong,
Like,
it's strong.
I
It's
think
impossible not to like.
It's-
You can't have Kano, Skepta and Bashi on one track. You can't have 15 of your best underground artists on one track.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? You
we
can't.
have to be encouraging, because you know what?
It's crazy.
Like, I kind of budget, you know what? Let me sell 10 to 30K. And even when I think about the artists and the following the artists got, that's ridiculous. We should be targeting 100,000 easily. We should be targeting a project like this with that much artists. We should be saying gold. Why can't we do that in our country with our great artists like they do in America? Why are we struggling looking at stupid numbers? Like, really, you get me? And I'm nervous now about reaching my minimum target because of my peers are not buying. A man saw me in a barber shop and he was like, yeah, the CD is sick, man, rare. And I'm chatting to the guy, and man must ask him, where you buy it from? He goes, and I've got it on YouTube. I looked at the brother like, this is mad. Like, but I ain't looked at, you ain't bought the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad for me, man. Like, come on,
I
guys.
do think this is something that we hear kind of repeatedly, though, isn't it? So buy the stuff if you're on if you're on it.
Buy
So
it,
promote
man.
it.
Yeah.
Like, know how much artists I've given free studio time to
Wow.
and done pair of favours for you. Buy the thing, man. £9 top shutters, yeah? Buy the thing. Yeah, come on, man. Make
You know
it
what?
make sense.
I gotta say that's one of the realest interviews that we've had. So thank you for that exclusive there. Obviously I know you, but I've never heard you chat like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no,
So
come on, brother, man.
big respect, bro.
Thank you for
AR15,
passing through,
go get
man.
that.
Make sure you
Yes, that's
subscribe
what
to the channel.